everyone, I'm Rodney. I'm here with Board Game Geek. I'm also here with Spencer from IDW Games. And Spencer, you brought a game with you here.
Yeah.
What is this called? I'm going to get you to say it.
You don't want to pronounce it?
I'll try it. The Towers of Arkhanos.
I call it Arkhanos.
Arkhanos, as I like to say.
It is. It's a made-up word, so
okay, yes.
You can just kind of jazz it a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
it's the notes you don't play in jazz.
What do we do here in this game? What's the theme of this?
So it is great. Let's start with theme. Good segue.
Okay.
So the theme is basically each player is going to be a magic school.
Okay.
And we have magic. Our magic schools have masters and apprentices. Each person will get one master meeple, and then the rest will be apprentices.
Yes.
And what we've done is we found these old ruins of these old towers that are just seething with like magical energy.
Okay, which are these pieces here?
Yeah, and these are the bases of these kind of ruins of the Towers of Arkhanos.
Right.
And we're going to use our magic abilities to rebuild these towers to siphon the magic from the planet.
Sure.
And so,
as you do.
Yeah. You got to get more magic.
Right.
And so when we're doing that, we're building these towers up, and we want to ultimately be the school that has built the most towers, and created the most prestige from building these towers.
Okay.
They found that building towers is pretty cool.
It's very prestigious,
yeah,
right?
and it's real prestigious.
In this world, that's what it's all about.
It's all about.
Okay,
so to do that, we're going to draft some dice. And what you normally do is take out a dice number, depending on the player count. If we were playing, let's say, 3 players, we would roll out 4 dice.
Okay.
Now, I know you, Rodney Smith.
Yes.
Are what we call a rules guy.
I've been known.
Yeah. So
take interest in rules occasionally.
Don't get upset when I cheat.
Okay.
Because I'm going to cheat to make
this. Pull things out of that bag willy-nilly.
I get nervous if I can't have any control.
I understand.
Right?
All right.
So we'll roll 4 dice.
It's one time.
And in this case, we are going to say we're going to take this red one, and I'm going to take this one and this one, and I'll take another one of these purples. So
okay, sure.
Let's say these are the 4 dice we've rolled.
Right.
And we have 3 players. So the first player, if it was the blue player, would take out the 4 dice and roll them, and then he or she would select which of these 4 dice he or she wants to place. So potentially, I might take this one here, and then I can place it onto this purple. You'll notice that there's the purple dice, and they have the 3 numbers.
Right.
Really important to point out that you can put this in any number of these. So like you can have all 1s, all 3s. It's not eliminating play by placing a matching number. So if these were all 1s, I could actually play all 1s. If they were all 6s, I could play all 6s. Where that's not true is on these that have the broken equal sign.
Yep.
If in that case, if a die gets placed there, like this 4, you can never play another 4 on that tower.
All right.
So blue's going to take a die, and he or she is going to place it on this section right here that's got a star with a 2.
Okay, this shows the dice, but the actual platforms are these squares. Got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you're going to see why in a second.
Oh, okay.
Engineering.
Okay.
And so when we place that allows us to immediately get 2 points. So we could take the 2 points and put it into our pool.
Right.
Placing here allows you to get a point based on the tower's current height or floor.
Right. Which is what we're seeing here. These little towers.
The tower stack with a star equal to that.
Right.
And then finally, and this is kind of where the game's like subtle depth really starts coming into play, is this one allows you to take another meeple out of your supply and place it onto another tower. And if you place it onto another tower, you actually block that zone for other players to play it. I can't play it onto the same tower I've already played on.
I go somewhere else. Okay.
But I get to block that. I don't get the benefit, but I get to block that spot.
Right.
But I also get, what's like the next step of this, I will also get the influence of my meeple being on that tower, which we'll get to in a second.
Sure.
So let's say play passes around and the red player says, yeah, I want to get 2 points, and I'll do that actually. I want to get my 2 points, and then the yellow player over here says, I'm going to join the party and I'm going to get this 1 point because I want to get that early lead, right? And so once
that tower is full,
and once we've done this, we've completed the tower, and then we score the tower based on influence. In this case, everybody's used a standard apprentice meeple, so it's all 1 point.
Yeah.
So we get a tie, and everybody gets 3 points.
Okay.
If a player clearly has the most, which is usually 2 or 3 points, they're going to get 6 points, and the second player is going to get 4.
Okay.
If there's a case where one player has their master, which is worth 2, and the other 2 players have 1, then the leading player will get 6, and the other 2 will get 3.
Okay, so the area majority can go in there.
And then these guys come back off and go into back into our supply, and we take a new tile. And we flip it over.
We're stacking it. Okay.
And we stack it.
Okay, right.
If you ever have a die you can't play,
yep.
So like this purple one now,
Yeah.
You can take it and put it into the center tower, and the center tower always lets you take a meeple out of your supply and put it into your magic book, which is just player board you have in front of you.
Yes.
And the spells in your magic book are all dice manipulation spells. So they're going to let you change plus or minus one number,
Right.
roll the die over to the opposite side, treat the die as a different color.
I got you. So if you weren't able to collect something in place, you're getting a bonus.
You're going to get a bonus.
Okay, right.
And completing this tower completes like everything else, except it scores way less because you're actually getting a better bonus for playing here.
Yeah.
So completing this doesn't score as much because you're going to actually be able to score more often once you have magic spells.
So when you're playing, when you finish the game, are we talking like towers that are quite high?
Yeah, they go up to 4 or 5 stacks.
Okay.
So they'll get up to like here.
Yeah.
I demoed this at Dice Tower West over the weekend,
Right.
and families like this game. It plays in about 20 minutes.
Oh,
so
it's very fast.
it goes really fast. It plays in about 20 minutes, and families like this game because there's a little bit of depth about where you're placing stuff. And one of the things to point out is, like, for example, if I block this guy, right?
Yeah.
That I did earlier. Let's get another red in here because I don't want to upset the rules guy.
Smart.
Yeah, so if I block this, when this tower is completed, I do count that influence, but because he's blocking it, he gets trapped in there forever.
Okay, he becomes a pillar?
Yeah, he becomes a pillar.
All right.
And so my meeple actually supply starts dwindling. So if I play uber aggressively like that, I'll actually have less choices later in the game.
Interesting. So there's a little bit of take that, but there's also a little bit of payment you have to do that.
Exactly. And so this game, it plays in about 20 minutes, and again, I was saying, like, families like it because the rules are very simple. There's a little bit of hidden depth, meaningful choices, but the coolest part for the kids is that once the towers are built,
of course,
they get to knock them down.
Over, And when is this going to be available?
Right now we're looking at this summer, so I think we're going to have it at Gen Con.
Okay, and for 2 to 4 players?
2 to 4 players. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Spencer, for giving us an overview of the Towers of Arkhanos.
Arkhanos. I say it different every time.
Okay, that's all right. It's a magical place. I'm sure it can change its name. All right, hope you enjoyed, everyone.